Now, Caitlin Clark is on the IR, man. She's out for approximately 2 weeks with a quad injury. That is leaving a lot of fans to research online to find footage and plays that possibly led up to the young superstar getting hurt.
In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark's injury hit the WNBA hard. With her out for 23 days, viewership crashed, proving who the real star of the league is.
Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
The league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next level.
Experts and fans are officially done with the WNBA, saying they won't be watching anymore. But let's take a look at how Caitlin Clark has actually impacted the league this year. The numbers and moments will blow your mind.
Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year.
Whether you believe it or not, Caitlin Clark's sudden announcement left fans stunned. Now, ESPN voices like Molly Karam and Monica McNutt are about to see the truth. Without Caitlin, the WNBA's attendance could hit rock bottom this season. The real face of the league? It's clearer than ever.
Just like that, Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change.
Caitlin Clark, the Iowa sensation, has officially completed her rookie season in the WNBA, and her impact has been nothing short of game-changing. Known for her deep shooting range and elite playmaking, the rookie phenom captured the hearts of fans and brought unprecedented attention to the league. Her presence alone fueled record-breaking viewership and packed arenas, both at home and on the road. Unfortunately, her debut season ended with a tough playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun, cutting short what many believed could have been a deeper postseason run. Still, Clark's influence on the league is undeniable. She was the driving force behind the Fever's league-best attendance and a new era of WNBA popularity.
I tell you, if Caitlin Clark's got any hopes of winning the MVP, I don't think she can miss over, let's say, 3 weeks. And that's about it. If she was to miss 4, she would have to come back.
Caitlin Clark's injury was a major blow to the Indiana Fever. A team that had built its identity and momentum around her suddenly found itself struggling. Caitlin wasn't just a player, she was the heart of the team. Her absence made it clear just how vital she is. Without her on the court, the Fever simply didn't look the same, and the spark felt missing.
Now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them today.
Ever since Caitlin Clark's injury, the WNBA has felt the impact, and not just on the court. Ticket sales have taken a serious hit, with many fans losing interest in games she's not playing in. Clark isn't just a player, she's the main attraction. Without her presence, arenas that were once packed are now struggling to fill seats. It's clear, when Caitlin's not on the floor, the excitement fades.
With Caitlin comes millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs. And with those millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs, unfortunately, is going to come some people who are not nice.
A rookie to have such a profound effect on a professional league, but Caitlin Clark is anything but ordinary. From the first time she set foot on a WNBA court, she commanded attention, and her electrifying performances immediately placed her in conversations reserved for all-time greats, with many drawing comparisons between her presence in the WNBA and players like LeBron James and Stephen Curry in the NBA. The excitement she brought to every game went beyond just her own fan base. She became a league-wide phenomenon. Her ability to dominate offensively while still being a playmaker made her a true unicorn on the court, and the fact that so many fans have decided to skip the WNBA playoffs without her speaks volumes about the enormous impact she has had in just one season.
Line at the New York Post. Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword: shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
All right, let's avoid discussing viewership now. Let's discuss ticket sales. Please be patient with me. Since ticket sales increased by 16% in 2023 compared to 2022 and by 93% in 2024, it would have taken the WNBA until 2029 or 2030 to reach the point where Caitlin Clark has achieved them today. When considering her season, it is evident that fatigue may have been a major factor in the Fever's inability to advance further into the playoffs. In a short and demanding period of time, Caitlin Clark played an incredible number of games in both college and the WNBA this season, almost matching the number of games NBA players play during their regular season. With that demanding schedule, it's no surprise that Clark appeared to be exhausted by the end of the season, but even in those physically taxing moments, she managed to deliver. Clark went from leading Iowa to the said finals to playing for the Fever and then straight into the WNBA playoffs without much time to rest or recover. Outstanding performances demonstrating her exceptional determination and endurance basketball IQ. Everything was left on the floor, facing the sun, by Caitlin Clark. Even though Clark had one of her best games ever, scoring 25 points, dishing out 9 assists, and bringing her signature fire and intensity to the court, the Fever's dreams of making the playoffs were dashed. Despite her brilliance, Clark didn't back down from the opportunity to carry her team on her back during pivotal moments of the game. However, basketball is a team sport, and the Fever's failure to consistently support both sides of the court ultimately sealed their doom.
People celebrating Caitlin Clark's injury. There are people celebrating Caitlin Clark's injury. And these are all people that are in the "we don't hate Caitlin Clark, we just hate her fans" crew. No, they don't. They hate Caitlin Clark. They say we hate her fans just so that they can have an excuse. They hate her. They hate her.
Fouls were an unfortunate part of the plot in Caitlin Clark's final game, and a number of dubious calls were made against her, causing fans and analysts to become frustrated. Many wondered if she was being officiated differently because she was a rising star. Despite the setbacks, Clark maintained her composure and kept pushing her team forward with determination, trying to will them into the next round. But without constant offensive support from her teammates and a little more luck on defense, her valiant efforts simply weren't enough to overcome the Suns' relentless pressure.
The response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her, is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life. Like,
as of right now, Caitlin Clark has decided to take a well-earned break. There is no sign that she will be playing in 3-versus-3 competitions or joining a European team for the offseason. Instead, she is choosing to rest and recuperate after a physically and mentally taxing season, whereas many players use the offseason to improve their skills abroad or in smaller tournaments. Given that she played almost as many games this season as an NBA star while carrying the heavy burden of being a franchise player in her first season, Clark is taking a break to put her health and recuperation first. In addition to the physical strain of a lengthy season, Clark also had to deal with the emotional and mental strain of leading her team and being in the national spotlight. Her impact on the league is undeniable, and her quick ascent to fame has attracted a number of new fans to women's basketball, but without Clark in the mix, the league is already experiencing a noticeable drop in engagement. It's not just die-hard Fever fans quitting for the time being. The WNBA as a whole is losing viewers who had specifically tuned in to watch the breakout star in action. Clark's dynamic play and captivating personality gave the WNBA a level of prominence it hadn't had in many years. After much searching, the league discovered that Caitlin Clark was the face of women's basketball.
What is the major point that you want to make here, your major thesis statement on this? Because every time Caitlin Clark comes up, I feel like there's something that you want to get off your chest in terms of this narrative, where you're frustrated.
Well, first of all, I'm not frustrated. Number two, I did get stuff off my chest on numerous occasions. I'm just reiterating my points because I think one of the things that needed to be mentioned was that even though Caitlin Clark is new to this, and even though she has proven to be a potentially sensational player, the resentment that some, not most, not all, that stuff that was going on was real.
Global. Caitlin Clark has had a significant impact on basketball. Her incredible performances at Iowa and her stellar rookie season in the WNBA have made her a household name not only in the U.S. but also internationally. She has inspired a new generation of players and brought a level of excitement to the sport that hasn't been seen in years thanks to her clutch shooting and fierce competitive drive. However, now that she is not playing, the WNBA's global spotlight has dimmed slightly, and the decline in viewership without her active participation highlights her widespread appeal and the magnetic star power she brings to the game. It represents a change in the internal perception of women's basketball that goes beyond individual games. The WNBA is seeing the ripple effects of Clark's absence, demonstrating how much she has grown to be a key player in the league. Worldwide expansion Caitlin Clark is rapidly becoming as the face of the entire WNBA, not just the Indiana Fever. With her out of the playoffs, the league is already feeling the effects of her absence. As the WNBA playoffs continue without one of its biggest stars, it's becoming more and more clear how much Caitlin Clark contributes to the league's development and appeal. Her explosive play style and dynamic presence have made her stand out as a transformative figure in women's basketball. She represents the future of women's basketball, not simply another athlete.
The WNBA accused the fandom and gave validity to some online trolls. All, by the way, I wonder if the WNBA has given validity to some other online trolls.
Despite having a strong pool of gifted players, Caitlin Clark is the one propelling the WNBA to new heights in terms of popularity, drawing crowds and growing its fan base. With her on break, the WNBA must navigate through a time when one of its biggest draws is off the court leaving a note. Her ability to garner attention both on and off the court has made her a key figure in the WNBA's expanding global reach. Her disappearance has created a noble hole in excitement that many fans find impossible to fill. The Fever's incredible season, which was marked by the league's highest home and away attendance, is evidence of Caitlin Clark's profound impact on fan engagement. Her ability to attract crowds and ignite excitement around women's basketball has been unparalleled, but since her team is currently out of the playoffs, some of those devoted fans have decided to stop watching the WNBA altogether until she returns to the court. This speaks volumes about the influence Clark has not only over her team but also over the league itself. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, all eyes will undoubtedly be on Clark's return, and fans are already anticipating her return because they know that her presence has the potential to change the league and reignite the passion she brings to the game.
Upset over Angel Reese in my videos. A lot of us creators are very aware. We're not dumb. And we're not caught slipping either.
Caitlin Clark's influence on the WNBA is already established, despite the fact that her debut season ended earlier than many had anticipated. From her long three-pointers to her fierce competitive style, her captivating play and ability to captivate spectators on the court and on screen have cemented her as a key player in the league's future. As she takes a well-earned vacation, the WNBA faces a serious challenge: how to maintain the momentum without the woman who has emerged as its biggest star. Clark provided a level of excitement that attracted new fans and increased viewership throughout the league. One thing is certain: Caitlin Clark's return will be one of the most eagerly awaited events in WNBA history. Her presence has changed the league, and when she returns to the court, the WNBA will once again feel the full weight of her influence. Clark's absence has created a void in fan engagement, forcing the league to navigate a quieter period. Fans are already counting down the days until her return, and it's evident that the league needs her presence just as much as she needs this time for rest and recovery to return even stronger. Since Clark's fame draws followers from all over the world, there has been a noticeable lull in excitement. Until then, the WNBA must figure out how to get through this slower time while knowing that everyone in the basketball community is anxiously anticipating her return. The return of Clark promises to rekindle the league and pave the way for yet another season of transformation. If you liked, please leave a like. Additionally, subscribe to see more videos today.